Hey everyone, it's Michelle here at Makiki 1988. I thank you guys for joining me for this video. I am so excited to feature a What's in My Bag on my Coach Brooklyn 39. Again, this is in the color tan and I got her for a great steal from the outlet as they were clearing out this color before they brought in some additional colorways. I had tried a few different accessories on this bag, and ultimately I always just kind of revert back to a minimalist approach to my bag charms, but I do like to have a few little things on there. So I had a gold Coach tag that I think I had actually bought off of Poshmark, and then my little persimmon charm. It's just a nice little hint of something. I have actually just been loving this bag because as much as I thought that I needed to have a black bag with an all black outfit, the browns and the tans have actually done a really great job at kind of elevating my outfits, making them a little bit warmer, and allows me to still fall into my all black aesthetic even in the summertime. Today I went and ran some errands. I had some brown sunglasses with gold rims on them. I had my nice little brown Steve Madden flats, sandals of course, because my toes are popping right now. I'll show you a pic. But it was a great outfit, and you know, you ever just like step out of the house and you just feel like so good, like you got the outfit right, you got the makeup, the skincare, the hair right. And that was today. So that inspired me to want to go ahead and just do this What's in My Bag for you. I did initially purchase this bag as a work bag / a cafe bag, and I have been using that. But I also wanted to make sure that I'm getting like my money's worth in having purchased this bag. Even though I got it discounted from the $4.95 to the $2.97, I'm like, in my mind, that's still a lot to pay for a work bag, and I've never done that. So like, this has to be used as a purse somehow, some way. So I've been enjoying using it as a cafe bag, but also now I'm using it a little bit just as a big bag carry. I'm finding that I really enjoy alternating from like a small bag, which I love, whether it's like one of my smaller Longchamps or like a pochette or something along those lines, and then alternating with a larger bag. And then also alternating styles, like going from a shoulder bag to a crossbody to a top handle. And my back and my neck are actually doing really, really well. As I mentioned, I do have scoliosis. And it's been really nice that I'm able to add a little bit more style, a little bit more color, functionality, and that I'm not having to suffer or deal with any pain because I just can't do that. But she is a beauty. And I have just a few larger pouches in here that are honestly keeping things organized. I really just don't like using the organizers with this bag. I feel like that impacts the beautiful slouch and shape, which attracted me to the bag in the first place. And I feel like it works better just to use like larger pouches to organize things. And I've actually really been loving it. I have just a little bit more than my typical carry in here, so I'll go ahead and just kind of jump right into that. What I love about this size is that I don't have to take it off of my shoulder. It hangs much better on my shoulder where I'm not having to like really keep it in place. And I can reach in the bag either with my left arm or hold it with my left arm and reach across to get exactly what I need with my right arm. So getting right into it, I do have my iPhone 16 Pro. I have opted to also carry one of my larger wallets, which this is the biggest wallet I have, which is the Coach Essential Slim card case, I think. This wallet has worn very, very well. There are a few just very minor scuffs, which I could probably buff out. I haven't cleaned or conditioned this yet, but I love this because I really don't carry a whole lot of cards. I don't need a whole lot of cards because the way that I organize my finances, but this has plenty of slots for people who might use more than I do. You've got your 4 main cards here. You've got a slot here, which I don't have anything in. You have a slot here, which I don't have anything in. Though typically I'll put receipts there. You have a coin pouch, which is just right for me because I typically just have maybe a couple dollars of coins, if that. You've got a bill pocket that is deep enough for bills to just be folded once in half. And then on the back, you have another card slot for those easy access cards. And so for me, I typically keep my Costco card there. And I love that because in a bigger bag like this, it's easier to find the wallet as opposed to using one of the traditional card holders that I use. Next up, I've got my keychain set up. So I am using the trigger snap from the fruit collection. I like to just use that to put some of my smaller items together so I don't have too many loose items and I can easily find them. On that, I've got my AirPods, I've got the Piper K, I don't even know what they call it, but I use this as like a little coin pouch when I need it because it's bigger than the one from Maison de Sabre, and this actually holds just the right amount of coins that I typically carry. And then I'm using this key pouch from Dress Up Your Purse to just hold my key fob, house keys, gym key, safe keys. And that is, again, perfect for this larger bag because I can just drop it down. And so when I'm trying to find any one of these 3 items, I know that they're going to be easy to locate. All right, next, I will be honest in telling you that I had no intention of really like having any sort of sunglass collection. After having lost a couple pairs of Ray-Bans, I had just gotten down to my one true pair of Ray-Bans, my brown ones that I show all the time, which I love. They're my favorite, my number one. But I realized like, oh, you know, like I need some black ones. And so I got some from the Coach outlet, which I really love. So of course, when I got like one of my blue bags and started putting a little bit more color, I was like, oh, I want to get like some blue sunglasses. So I was able to find a really good deal on some Longchamp ones at Nordstrom Rack. And that opened me up to then getting another pair of the Longchamp sunglasses. These ones did come with a hard case that's a little bit slimmer, but again, perfect with a big bag. And I saw these in store and I was like, oh my gosh, those are really nice. You know, they're $50, which is still a good deal, especially when I compare it to my typical purchase of Ray-Bans. And I was like, well, let me sit and think about it, because the ones at that Nordstrom Rack, they were kind of like, you could tell a lot of people put them on. There was like makeup on the nose pieces, which was gross. But I went online and saw that they were actually on sale for $25, and so I couldn't pass them up. And these are absolutely adorable. I don't have any all metal frames, so I think that's how I justified that to myself. And these are that nice, I think technically is hexagon like top. And I don't have any like super large frames like this. So I love, love, love the look. And it just went so well with like my brown black vibe today. And like I said, I have my little brown slides on. And I love these because I love a good like variegated lens on sunglasses. These are 100% UV protective. And then they're light enough that I a lot of times just leave them on my face when I walk into the stores or as I'm running errands. So super convenient, really great deal. And like I said, these Longchamp sunglasses are every bit as durable as like the Ray-Ban. So I think I'm done with sunglasses. There's one pair that I saw at Coach that I'm like, okay, those are really nice. Those are really beautiful, very different for me, but very like right on point with my style. But I'm not gonna pay full price. So if they come down, I'll purchase them. If not, I'll just admire them and hope that whoever purchased them enjoys them. All right, moving right along. I do also have my corner zipper slit, again, from the Fruit Collection at the outlet. And I am really loving this. This is the only corner zipper slit that I haven't cut the leather strap off because I really just like the way that the brown and the orange play together. And I'm just using this as a light bathroom pouch, which is new for me because I typically just put all my items into one and I end up overstuffing them. But in here, I've just got some wipes. I've got my tooth pack. I've got my lens wipes. I've got my blotting sheets and my mirror. And so it's actually kind of nice to have this be a little bit thinner, and I have this separate from my other large pouch in my bag. All right, and then the big pouch, which I'm super excited about, is a pouch that I had got from Jo Malone. And I actually found this on Poshmark for like $7, where typically you could only get it if you made a Jo Malone purchase, which I have made several Jo Malone purchases, but not in a bundled price or when they had this. But I really like this. I wanted like one larger cosmetic pouch, and this was brand new at the time of purchase, and I still haven't even taken all the plastic off. But in this, I've allowed myself to carry a little bit more than I typically do for kind of like an everyday dump pouch. I've got Advil, which I typically don't carry, but I do want to be better about carrying more consistently, so I'm not getting a headache in public and like trying to like push through my errands. I've got my portable charger, trying to do better about carrying that around. I've got my favorite Lifesavers orange mints, trying to keep myself from like buying snacks and things as I'm running errands. I've got a package of the probiotic yogis, which I really love these, especially as I'm trying to not eat so many candies. Like I love gummies, and these are like a really close second. And then I've got a couple of my water packets. I've got my Built Bars, which I am totally and completely loving, especially as a marshmallow lover. I've got my hand cream, my hand sanitizer. I have my perfume of the day, which again, this beautiful Jo Malone Beach Blossom. I did get the larger bottle, and I'm telling you, this is just the scent of the season. I sometimes will also layer it with my Nest Seville Orange Body Mist, just for a little bit lighter or more citrusy notes, and it's just perfect. I've got a hair clip, my Re-Wetting drops, and then I think the last thing in here is my pen pouch. And then, even though I am right on par and I do track my cycles, I decided I can at least be polite and carry some tampons in case an unfortunate soul needs one. So there's all that. Love this. And this pouch, because of its shape, does a good job to help keep the base structure in the Brooklyn, but also keep it just like kind of standing up, just upright. So loving that. And then the last thing on the Brooklyn is that it does have the slip pocket on the inside. So honestly, the only thing I have in there right now is today's lip product. This is my Edam Le Choo Choo Lip Softening Balm. And this is in the color Boba Bounce, so I do have that. I love this because I feel like this is a little bit more of a grown-up lip balm or lip gloss where you get just a little bit of sheen. You can definitely feel it settling into your lips. I love the coloring of it. I love the tint of it, and I do also have it in the color Burnt Malai, and I definitely will purchase these again. That metal tip applicator is so nice, but also a little bit of product goes a long way, and I don't feel like it all rushes off the moment like I take a sip or something. So that is my carry for the Brooklyn 39. I don't use the internal charm or key ring holder. I had tried to use it with like a chain and like keeping track of a wallet, but the magnet on this Brooklyn is so strong, it would actually just attract the chain over there. So I just leave it, because the other thing too is if it gets too weighty on either one of these rings, then it makes the bag kind of fall down. And I like it to at least stand up when I put it like on a surface. It'll stand like this for the most part. So really great bag, I'm loving it. I don't see myself wanting to buy another Brooklyn 39. I do find myself admiring some of the other colors, both in the Brooklyn 39 and the Brooklyn 28, but I haven't seen anything that's inspired me enough to actually want to have a duplicate, which is a really good thing for me. And I think that that personal rule that I have has really been helping me to be more like thoughtful about, okay, what color do I actually want, and what color for me specifically could I see myself carrying in more than one season? And that has really helped cut down on me wanting to buy like a bag in multiple colors or one color in multiple styles, where I'm just thinking more about, oh, do I already have this color in my collection, or do I already have this style in my collection? And if I already have it, then I'm like, okay, I guess I need to just keep it moving and find some other things. So been enjoying this. So glad that I'm able to put it to use as not only a work bag, but also a personal bag, and great deals. I am still looking forward to what is coming in the fall. I know Coach has been tempting us with some of the recent drops. So I think what I would imagine are some of the early fall items coming out. We've got the Rogue Cube, we've got the Juliet Sling Bag, and they're doing a lot of the glazed leathers. I don't know how I feel about the glazed leathers yet, but I do know that I have my eyes set on finally getting myself an Empire. I am very interested in Empire 21s because I know those are coming out. But then I was listening to a video earlier today from Winnie BLV, who was saying that there's a rumor about a Empire 17. I don't know if that would be too small for me or not. I'll play it by ear, but that is like one of my number one bags I'm looking at, and potentially one or two others. So my goal for the rest of the year is no more than 2 or 3 Coach bags, and then maybe just 1 or 2, because I want to be a little more thoughtful and actually save some of my purchases for what I'll be getting myself for Christmas. So I try to be good about not doing a lot of personal spending as we get into that Christmas season, just in case somebody wants to buy gifts for me, but also because I know that I'm going to get gifts for myself. So thank you guys for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed the what's in my bag. I would love to know if any of you also carry the Brooklyn 39. What are some tips and tricks that you might have for how to pack it to make it in a good, functional, oversized, large purse without letting it be too heavy. See you in the next one.